This is how to do correlation between, in this case, three variables. So we've got three measures which have been taken from a total of 52 participants. So each row is one participant, so this is their score on a maths test, this is their score on a language test, and this is their score on a manual dexterity test. So what we want to do is see whether there is a correlation between maths and language, between maths and manual dexterity, and between language and manual dexterity. So we're going to just do a correlation that correlates them all with each other. So we go to Analyze and Correlate and Bivariate. Now we have three variables, so we're going to put them all across into the variables box. And the correlation we're going to do is a Pearson correlation. If you want to do a Spearman correlation, you just click on the Spearman box. So just click on that and then click OK. So what we get here is a thing called a correlation matrix. So in the top row we've got maths correlated against language, and the correlation coefficient is 0.081. And the significance is 0.566. So this tells us there is no correlation between mathematical ability and language ability. The correlation between mathematical ability and manual dexterity is 0.303, and the significance level is 0.029. So that is significant at the 0.05 level. So there does seem to be a correlation, a positive correlation, between ability on the maths test and the manual dexterity test. And the third correlation that we have is the correlation between language ability and the manual dexterity. Now this correlation is just 0.136 and the significance level is 0.337, so that is not significant. So the only significant correlation that we have among these three variables is the correlation between score on the maths test and score on the manual dexterity test. Now because this is a matrix, we've got mathematical ability against language ability here, but we've also got it here. So these three cells down here in the bottom part of the table are just the mirror image of these three up here. So you don't need to look at these separately. You just look at each of the three correlations that we've got, and they're just repeated in the bottom half of the table. So if I go up to Graphs, go down to Legacy Dialogues, and go down to Scatter. Click on Simple Scatter and Define. Now I'm going to put mathematical ability on the x-axis and manual dexterity on the y-axis. OK. Now this shows me the pattern scores. I've got the mathematical score along the bottom and the manual dexterity score up the side, and each point represents one person. Now we can just edit this graph very simply. If we just double click on the graph, and it will open up. And if I just click on this box here, it says add fit line at total, just click on that, and this window opens. What I want is, I want the linear. I'll click apply and close. I'll just close the chart editor. You can see it's put the best fit line. So this is the correlation line. So now you can see how the points fit around the regression line, the correlation line. So you can see it's fairly even spread, and you can see that there does seem to be a linear relationship, and that's correlation.